Studio with Jesse McCartney. You just landed and you look so fresh-faced, like you've had 3 days of sleep.
I slept on the flight.
You've been in the industry since the age of, like you said, six, no, younger. I don't know.
Yeah, I started it, I mean, my first performance, I was 7 years old. It was a community production. And then my first paycheck, I was 9. I was traveling on the Broadway national tour of The King and I.
Do you have anything about this career that still terrifies you? You know, like when you're a new artist, some people are like afraid of performing live or they hate interviews. You don't hate them because I can tell that you're pretty comfortable. Yeah.
This is my favorite interview yet.
Woo, thank you. Oh my God.
Is there anything that terrifies me?
Yeah.
The one thing that did terrify me was performing in front of Obama. I mean, performing in front of any president is like a huge honor, but it was like everybody that you see on television that is running the free world is sitting in front of you. And I just remember like those first few bars of singing being a little shaky, and then like I had to shake it off, and I just kind of looked up at the ceiling and didn't look at him. I couldn't make eye contact because he was looking right at me, and it's just an intimidating thing. You seem like you're very grounded. You still have like a good head on your shoulders. And I'm not saying other Disney people don't, but what do you think? They don't.
Okay, well, you know what? Okay.
Some of them don't.
Let's just go there.
A lot of them do.
No, some do, some don't. What do you think is the thing that drives them to being like, now that I've done Disney, I need to negate this and I need to be super controversial because Disney is behind me?
There are kids who grow up who don't know how to handle it and they kind of fall off the rails. That happens. But then there's also a lot of like young, successful artists who grow up in the industry and then just naturally want to progress into adult artists who are taken seriously. And there's a number of them who have done it successfully. Miley, I think, has. And look, a lot of people were like overwhelmed with how shocking she was because she had come from such this this wholesome sort of place. But like at the end of the day, she's a billionaire almost now, and she's crushing it.
Well, yeah.
She did pretty well.
She knows what she's doing.
There's a lot. I mean, I think it's just sort of a natural progression, and some people are more extreme than others, but I think it's necessary. So because your song is called Better With You, I want to ask you a couple of questions of things that make you better. Okay. So, coffee or kombucha? Definitely coffee, there's no question. Oh, I feel you. Overeat or, can you say undereat? Yeah, you can absolutely say undereat. Okay. Like, do you feel better when you're like so bloated because you've eaten so much, or when you're like starving? Totally. There's like the food regret, like that food guilt where you've like stuffed yourself silly. Yeah. And I love doing that, and then I immediately regret it. Are you better doing music or TV? At the moment, I'd say music. I've been working on this record for, I don't know, over a year, and I'm about to go on tour this summer, so everything is music driven for 2018. Awesome. Are you better Netflix and chilling on a date or doing something really fancy? I can throw down on both. Last question. Are you better doing, and that is a reference to one of your latest tweets, Burbank or LAX? Burbank, and that's a question that only a few people will understand. Can you explain for the non-LA? Burbank Airport is a very small airport with 4 or 5 little gates, and you can fly out of Los Angeles out of Burbank Airport, and it's much easier. You can get there 30 minutes early. Like sometimes you can get there 20 minutes early. They're like, you can get on the plane. And LAX is just a nightmare and a zoo. Right, especially when you're coming back from Vegas and you're super hungover. Yeah, that's true. Just saying. How would you know that? But you know what? No, I don't know, because I never drink. Thank you so much for hanging out, Hollywire. I'm Jesse McCartney. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.